Hello, you guys. Oh my gosh. I just discovered that I can use my headphones as a really good mic. I mean, like, relatively good. It's, I think, even better than some of my professional mics. But I'm here on the beach with the boys, and I'm just getting such clear downloads. I think, like, having feet in the sand always helps. And, like, I've talked about the energy of the beach here. It's like the crystals in the cliffside, which is a thing from what I've been told. Something about it, I just get so clear and such clear downloads. Also at my house, because I'm very close to the beach, like I can just walk here. So I have a few things that I want to talk about and share about. It's been a few days since I posted on here, and I've been so deep in the Nove process. And so Nove is my app. If you don't know, it's for subconscious reprogramming and manifestation. Guys, it's wild. Like, it's wild. And maybe I'm just a really proud mother of it, but it it is really blowing my mind. Like, and I don't know that I've ever created anything where I feel that way. Usually when I'm done with creating a course or something, I'm like, nah, it's good. But this, I'm like, this is profound. This is like God created. And it really has been. Like, I wanna talk about that and see if I can also talk about the other things that are more like in the spirit realm that have been coming through recently. But also, I haven't held my phone like this in a long time. You guys know, if you've been here for a while, like, this is how I used to record all my videos. My arm used to be so strong, but now I've been using my professional camera, or like DSLR, or not DSLR, but Canon. Um, anyway, the the process started with intention, right? So we were in Ireland. I was living in the hay barn in the broken down van, and I just want to show you, like, it doesn't do it justice. It's gorgeous here. But I was living in the hay barn in the broken down van, and I got that download out of nowhere, which I knew I would from the very beginning. We talked about being in the void. A lot of us were in the void and experiencing that, like, hermit phase. And we talked about how out of nowhere there will be a download, and it will pull you and catapult you into the new timeline. That happened. My download was Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, and that program changed my life. Like, it literally changed my life. The method in that's one thing that I'm like, this is profound, but it's also part of the app. That's why I didn't really mention that, but that was my course that I felt most in alignment with being so powerful. And so when I left Ireland, like, the Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis reprogrammed my mind super quickly, like, changed my energy, changed my appearance, changed my life plan. I was about to go move back to Italy on the farm, but I knew that it just, like, wasn't time anymore to do that. It was chaotic and, like, just a lot of survival mode there, and so I was redirected to a timeline of ease and abundance and living in my own house for the first time ever, like a 3 bedroom house by the beach with my animals, and just experiencing creation and life through peace rather than chaos, and allowing that to drive me forward, the passion rather than, like, the need to survive. And with that, my intention behind coming here to Portugal was not just to, like, go live free in Portugal. Like, I'm not really in that anymore, that trust fall anymore. I'm now very much in, I know what I'm doing, I know what I need to do, and I know my future. I know where I'm going to live, how I'm going to structure everything, what businesses I need to put in the world, because it's like my mission, and I feel that, and I feel very much in alignment with that. Aslan, don't you dare. He gets so excited about dogs and people here. He, like, cannot control his excitement. Uh, and so the intention was come here to Portugal, get this house, and build the app. Make that my number one priority for 6 months. Make it my priority, no matter what. And at first, when I got here, I was, really much, like, very much in this process of, holy shit, I have to reintegrate into society. Like, for 5 months, I lived on my own in a hay barn, like, barely saw people. I was an Irish monk, is what my dad called me. And then, before that, living in Italy was also very rural. Like, I was taken, and I knew this at the time is what it was, but I was taken out of society, and that deconditioned my mind. It deconditioned me so much that like I wasn't going to the grocery store anymore. Like we had someone that would go get groceries for everybody on the farm. Like I wasn't making plans with people off the farm. I wasn't like doing normal things. I was living in this other world, really, like this little world of the farm, which had its own politics. It had its own rules. It had its own thing. Like it wasn't a cult, but like it it's a community living. And I've done research on knowing the difference of the two. Luckily, we never became a cult, but it really removes you from society, and it challenges and changes your brain. And especially being an Irish monk for 5 months will change your brain. So then I got here and I was reintegrating into society. I was like, holy shit, I have the ability to walk. Like when I walked to the village and I printed something that I needed to send to the US and then I sent it by walking to the post office, that blew my mind. Blew my mind at the modern technology, the efficiency. I was like, wow, holy shit, this is crazy. And at the meantime, like in LA, people are taking driverless cars and whatnot, and I'm like, wow. And so I had to go through that process of like, okay, reintegrating, but in a new way. Like I'll never be who I was before Italy, before Ireland, and that version of me has changed, and that was always meant to happen that way, so that I could be who I'm meant to be now. Aslan, can you stop bullying me? And so while I was integrating, I was also, confronted with mold in the house, and deciding, do I run? Like, do I keep running and living this cycle of chaos, or do I? Let me make sure we're still recording. Yeah. Do I stay and rewire this? Because as we know, if you follow my channel, like this was that, and I kind of just realized this today while I was sitting here, is the process of quantum manifestation. When you want to quantum manifest, you choose a timeline, and with your free will, you get your mind and your heart into alignment, which they were. So I chose my timeline of creating the world's best manifestation and subconscious reprogramming app. I chose that. I chose that. That was my intention from coming here. When I arrive here, I get to this beautiful, wonderful house. However, it's sick. It makes me sick. It's moldy and blah, blah, blah. And like toxic mold was the biggest catalyst, one of the biggest catalysts to my chronic illness journey. What happens when you choose a timeline in the quantum field and you want that to be your reality, you want to quantum leap into it, you then start having manifestations of what's still lingering and holding you back, the reason why you're not in that timeline right now. And so my reason, or my fear, like a fear that I have, is mold, but not just like surface level that. It's like feeling unsafe, and feeling unsafe in my body, feeling unsafe in my home, and that was deeply wired in me. And so instead of running wouldn't have changed it. Running maybe would I could have lived in a bubble again, which I did for years, like did the me test, the hurts me test, like all that. Also, if you notice that my lip, and this is like a different thing every single video, but right now my lip is kind of swollen because I think it was a spider or a mosquito. I got a mosquito zapper. It is so satisfying. I know. It's not very like, I'm not Buddhist, but like I'm okay with mosquitoes dying. And so anyway, I think one didn't see the light right away and it got me when I was sleeping. And my lip looks like it has filler in it on the top right now, just on the left side. But anywho, I I could have gone and lived in a bubble. Like I could have done that. But I was like, I don't want to live like that. I don't want to isolate myself. I don't want to run and hide from my problems. I went to go look at other houses. You guys know, a lot of you know, I went to go look at other houses, more mold than my house, like very dark. Not, I don't know if it's black mold. You have to test in order to know if it's black mold, but the visible color was black mold. And so I decided to stay. I decided to rewire my mind about being in the environment. I decided to make it my reality that I am safe and I am healthy, and that no matter what I perceive, if there's mold, like it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me in that way anymore. Of course, I will make the decision to get out soon and find the right next thing, but I'm not running from it. Like I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not afraid of it. I don't accept that there's danger in my home. I don't accept feeling unsafe. I feel safe everywhere. My body is my home. My home is safe. And that became my reality. And so I'm living in this toxic, moldy environment, and finding new mold all the time and being, confronted with that and having to go deeper and deeper and deeper. But as I look at my HRV, which is your heart rate variability, it signals how much you're recovering and how healthy your nervous system is. And a lot of mold illness is rooted in a damaged nervous system and limbic system. Hence me creating Nove in the way that I have. A lot of it is dedicated to what I learned in neuroplasticity through health, but it's for manifestation for everybody. There is a section for brain retraining for health. It's so cool. And so my HRV 130, like 90 is good, but it's been 130 consistently for like a week now. A little bit lower the past 2 days because I've been really staying up late working on Nove because it feels in alignment to do that right now. I'm like giving birth, it feels like. And so it's my number one focus. This is my first time coming to the beach and sitting in a bathing suit since being in Portugal. It also has been much colder, too cold to do this. So I face that, right? And as soon as I overcome that, it's wild to see how now the app is almost ready to be launched. And if you want to join, I think this is the last week to become a founding member. So I will link that below. You can become a founding member. It links, or it gives you a yearly rate so that you have locked in yearly rate, and you get to join the private community WhatsApp, and then we'll have a few calls where we will, I'll support you, and the community. Sorry, the community will support you in this journey of getting started in Nove. Any questions that you have, I think that it's a really valuable tool to have because there's a lot to the app, and I want to make it as intuitive as possible to know all the things that you can do in it. So anyway, I'm hoping that I can guide people in the group how to use it best, but also they can guide me if there were any things that I was missing of how to best explain how you can use all the features because they're all so cool. So in the process of being there, the mold thing was one thing. I also was put on I decided I really wanted to focus on my fitness and like my routines again because I didn't have any routines really. Like in the hay barn on the farm was like you had to be ready whenever to chase horses that were loose, and this animal's doing that, this person's doing that. Like there was no routine really. And I probably could have made one, but also at the same time it still couldn't be consistent. And so I finally was here in a place where I could work out at the same time every single day. So I started following these videos online of guided workouts. And the way that this girl on YouTube was structuring her workouts, hold on. So the way that this girl, I think her name's Pamela Reese, the way that she was structuring her programs and how she was making her videos, it gave me like a key idea of how to structure my manifestations and how to structure my things. Like it was a very slight notice of like what I noticed in her business model, but I was like, this is genius and this supports me. And then the way that I randomly was paired with a company, like not randomly, but like they reached out to collaborate for Trainwell, that trainer, what it was called, personal trainer app that I mentioned the other day. I've been using it every single day. I love it. I love my girl Jill. But the app, the way that it's structured and has like personal experiences of workouts in it with your personal trainer and everything, there were certain things that I took away from that I was like, oh, this is how I can enhance my app. And so I thought part of my brain was like, you're not getting started quick enough when I got to Portugal, and my intention was to start building the app, and I was slowly building it. But it's evolved so much in the last 3-4 months that it's all been perfect. Like had I just rushed it and just made it right away, it would just be like a platform to make your dream life sleep hypnosis and Noves and like per category. But like now it's so much more because I allowed myself to, listen to my nervous system, listen to my perceived reality, go on that journey of just living while creating and trusting the divine guidance and going into meditation. Like the biggest part has been coming here to the beach or sitting on my couch in manifestation or meditation and allowing the downloads to come through. And it has been so much stronger each day recently. That's why I'm like not sleeping a lot right now. It's because when it strikes, it's like a lightning bolt. It's like, this is how you design this next feature. This is what you need to add. It's literally like working with the divine, like my divine team, my angels, my guides, God, it's like it's so clear that these are not just ideas. Maybe I think all ideas are, rooted in a lot of the divine. Sometimes it's just mental though. Like sometimes I think an idea can come from what you know. Like can come from the neuroplasticity that you have, the way that your brain is currently wired. But oftentimes when an idea feels like this, it's your brain plus the divine. It's like how I feel when I'm channeling a message on here. It just happens and it just makes sense and it's full and complete and you just say it and it is and it's created. And so my human experience, my vessel, has been, I feel like, dedicated to being the birthing vessel of this creation, and it just feels so much bigger than me, and it feels so much like it's perfectly timed in the way that it has been unfolding. And even the name, like this is the craziest part too. I chose the name when I was living in the hay barn in Ireland. I didn't know that I was going to be moving to Portugal. I hadn't even thought of it yet. Nove means 9 in Italian and Portuguese. Right now, my chosen timeline within my Nove experience of like how I'm using it as a user so that I can test it. My chosen timeline, what I'm visualizing for myself, is splitting my life between Italy and Portugal. And 9, if you guys are familiar with like numerology and whatnot, is the end. It's the end, but it's the beginning as well. And it also is rooted in new. It means new. And so my whole, I feel like part of my, I feel like my calling, a big part of my calling is to assist in the new earth emerging. Like all of us here in this video, we got the call, come here to earth and assist in the new earth emerging. Do our part. Listen to our divine guidance. Create what we're meant to create. Fill our life with joy. Move through the illusions. Wake up. Choose a path of, being a pioneer. Choose sovereignty. Choose to be free from the system. Choose to be, unprogrammable, unemployable. You don't have to be unemployable, but like I think a lot of starseeds, a lot of people who got the call, like you probably just don't feel like you're just meant to have an office job, right? I knew when I was working in my job and trying to apply for another job because I wasn't getting paid enough, I didn't feel appreciated, blah blah blah, and I couldn't, even though I had 2 degrees and a minor, I had a lot of work experience, I couldn't get another job because deep down I knew it was my wiring, my belief, and also my path to not be someone's employee. Like you have such a greater purpose on earth if you have this wisdom and this knowledge and these callings and these ideas. You're literally destined to create them. It's okay if you don't, but you will feel so much more fulfillment and joy if you do. But the process of actually doing it and co-creating with the divine on that idea that is like truly part of your life's mission, it's crazy. This has been crazy. It has required so much of me. It has required all of me. It's required 6 months, 2 years really of like my life, but 6 months like super dedicated of this is what I'm doing. Above all else, above socializing, above dating, above anything else, this is what I need to do right now. And then once it's live, okay, sure, I'll relax and like be more human. But I want to remind you that it's okay if you have to dedicate a few months of your life and like go somewhere new or just like change the patterns of your life, decondition how you've been living in order to become who you need to be to create that idea that you've had. Your future self will thank you so much. I have this section in Nove called Pep Talk, and it's messages from your future self in the chosen timeline. It's like I almost cried. I want to play it for you guys, but it's on my laptop. I almost cried, and it was literally my future self telling me, and it's in my voice, and so it's me telling me from my future timeline, it's okay. Like you're gonna be okay. And also thank you so much. Like it's so great here, and it's because you didn't give up. It's because you kept going. It's because you dedicated those 6 months of your life to, and it was much more beautiful than this. I'm just like summarizing to doing this. So thank you so much because now I'm in my Italian villa and I'm looking out at the pastures with my horses and my chickens are clucking and my garden is growing fresh vegetables and I'm here with the love of my life, and life is beautiful, and the sun is shining through the floor to ceiling windows, all because you didn't give up right there. right then. And like it just has changed the way that my brain is wired and my neuroplasticity. And it's so interesting too because the past few days, let me make sure we're still see. The past few days I've been having like this weird experience of a bunch of memories, like just positive memories, but like, and usually when I first started brain retraining and changing my neuroplasticity for my health, I couldn't think of any positive memories. Like that's how my nervous system was dysregulated. It's very common when you're in a dysregulated survival state, is that you can't remember the good memories of your life. And so sometimes in my rounds, I would have to like make up the details, which is fine. But because I've been changing my neuroplasticity, because I have to listen to meditations and NŌVÉs all day long as I'm editing them, I'm having like flooded memories, like positive, high vibrational, joy filled memories of my life just fill my mind. And I'm like, whoa, life is beautiful and it always has been beautiful. And like that makes me want to cry. That literally makes me want to cry because when your brain is wired in a way from the conditioning of life, of your childhood, of what your subconscious experience up until the age of 7, but also this modern world with all the chaos going on, the war, the files, the aliens, the toxins in the environment, the media, social media, like the work life balance or lack thereof, like the dysregulation that we all experience is just so profound and traps us in this way that we don't get to see how beautiful our life is and has been in all these wonderful moments that we've experienced in the little things. Like it's always a memory of like like laughing so hard with my best friend that we were crying, or like my dad and I picking blackberries in our mountain home. Like it's beautiful things like that. And it just crosses my mind now more than ever because of the change, because of the intentional change, because of going on the NŌVÉ journey, honestly. Like, I don't mean to be super salesy of my app right now, but it's my process. Like, it's all I'm doing all day is working on it. And I'm also super blown away, and I, like, literally cannot wait for you guys to experience it soon. Like, very, 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 very soon. I think I can maybe get it live to my founding members this week. I'm hoping, like maybe by my birthday. My birthday's March 22nd, but we'll see. Either way, I'm like trusting the process and the way that it's unfolding, and it's starting to unfold really quickly. Like everything's coming together, and the final touches are coming together. Like it's crazy when you're developing an app. Like you create one more feature, and then it like affects another side of the app, and then another way, and then you have to edit that, and then it edits another place, and so like just getting all the timing of everything and everything in sync is like really what I'm doing right now. That's why I listen to manifestation or meditations all day long. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I have time to talk about the other thing. The other thing is what I saw in a meditation the other day, and it was freaking wild. It was freaking wild. And maybe I will do another video on it. But in brief, in short, you guys know, I'm very committed, or not committed, but like tied to Amenti, Araya Amenti, going to the Hall of Amenti in 2013, 2017, around sometime around there. And my mom sent me a meditation to follow and to go to the halls of Amenti. And it's like if you're at a certain point in your ascension journey, you will see it and you will go there. And I went there right away, even though it was like the very beginning of my spiritual journey. And I was instantly connected. I didn't know what I was connected to. I didn't know why it felt so significant to me, but I was like, this is really important to me. And so then hopefully there's no boobies in the background of the video. The doggies don't run off. There's a dog over there. But anyway, I knew that it would be like such a big part, the halls of Amenti of my life, and like that's why have been so connected to them my whole life. And so I then last year did a meditation down to the halls of Amenti, and it was profound. Like what I discovered on my birthday, which was just so wild. Like it's just I can't. Oh, sorry if you can't hear me. I can't explain really like how wild this all is because 1 year ago on my birthday, there was someone on the farm who is like very spiritually in touch and all this stuff, and we had talked about a mentee, and then he was kind of like my sign to go back down to the halls of Amenti. And I gathered a lot of information in there about why I'm here on Earth in this incarnation and about my relationship with Amenti, and I'll go into that in the next one. But um, it's crazy that I was invited to do the ayahuasca ceremony recently. I told you guys about it if you wanted to join, and it's at the end of March. I'm not going to be doing it, but it is an option if you guys ever want to do it, and I might do it one day. But what was I going to say? The leader of that, she was talking to me about Amenti and how she's really connected to Amenti, and like we had talked about it a little bit. And she was, and I felt like this is my sign that I need to go back down there soon. And then randomly, I run into my friend who was on the farm who had, who had talked to me about Amenti last year and made me want to go down there. And then I did. And when I was down there, I saw like a past life, and he was there. Like he was like the one who walked me into Amenti for the first time. And then he was sitting on a bench here after I had like forgot about the ayahuasca leader and I talking about that. And so then we hung out for like a week and he left. And then the other day when I was guided in my meditation to go down there and then had like a really profound experience, I remembered I was like, oh, he came here, the other girl that I talked to, like these were all signs for me to go down there. And what happened when I was down there was super profound, but it also really aligned with like what has happened astrologically, energetically. A lot of what's happening right now is heaven on earth. Like heaven on earth is being remembered. The kingdom within is being remembered, and that's really what happened for me there. And yeah, it's too much to get into right now, but pretty much really sit with the idea of the kingdom within. I think is like the last thing I want to leave you with. Like everything that you perceive right now is a reflection of you and your mind, and you get to decide when you want to change it. It's the same thing with the mold in my house. I decide how I respond to it. I decide that I'm safe and my home is safe and always beautiful and healthy and a sanctuary, and so it is. And I just know that the world responds to that, not to, if I continue to fear, I create a world of fear. But be the world that you want to live in. That is how you create the new earth and heaven on earth, and that is how you do your job, your mission of being a part of the new earth emerging. So I will leave you with that. I love you guys so much. NŌVÉ founding members link below. I will literally actually be closing the door soon for that, and we'll be getting started. You can sign up for NŌVÉ just when it's public too if you want to do that instead. I have all my programs, Dream Life, Sleep, Hypnosis, all the 21-day programs, the 12-week programs, and my Instagram, and you can follow NŌVÉ Method on Instagram as well. Hopefully I don't have a spider on me. I've been getting some spiders on me here. I love you guys so much, so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me this space to speak with the divine and my thoughts and my neuroplasticity and my human experience and everything in these messages. And I'm so grateful for this platform and for all of you. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.